Well, hello everybody. This is mzJanis, and I want to know, how are you doing today? This is a parent talk regarding the course challenges that I will be helping your children with. First of all, this part right here is, if you don't remember or don't know how to do what I showed you that that the fifth graders are going to be covering, because I showed you the fifth grade syllabus. And this is the part that goes, something that I know. Right? Okay, so they want to do that first. And this is called Getting Ready for Fifth Grade. And then each course that we take has a challenge. So your child is sitting in front of the computer with me, and they see a picture of me in the corner, or you see it somewhere, like right here, or sometimes I'll put it right here because I like to look at myself. No, I'm just joking. Sometimes I'll put it right there because it reminds me to look in the mirror. To look in the camera. Because if it's over here, I find myself looking down here instead of looking in the camera. So I have to put it here. Okay, now this is fifth grade. This is fifth grade. It's called Getting Ready for Fifth Grade, as a matter of fact. And you have 30 questions. It doesn't give you a time limit or anything like that. It's checking to see what you remember from the fourth grade, the third grade, the second grade. Because if you can add 6 and 1, and you remember that they put it on top of each other, that means that you're going to add. If you see this sign symbol right here, and then you just start adding. You have your what is this called? Your marker here, your pointer here. And then it says that you're on that first problem right here. Okay, but then when you click on this right here, it changes your pointer into a pen. My favorite color is black, but we're going to use red today. And so you're going to just start going to work. If you want to, you can type it in here. You're going to eventually have to, in order for this to change, you have to type in the square right here. Okay, so let's go 7. And you know that's wrong, right? So you have to put it here. You have to move it over, or you do like I'm going to show you how to do. So you do it in your, instead of doing it in your head, you put 7, 6, because you know the 8 and 8 is 16. Then you carry that 1. That's a 6. That's a 6. And don't worry, if your little one was here, I'll be like, and how much is 4 and 1? And what am I supposed to do with this 1? Am I supposed to put 11, or am I supposed to put 16? How does that work? I'm like, no, no, no. Because if they don't say it, I'm not going to put it there. I'm not going to put it there. Okay, 6 and 0. I think I got that already. Hey, I remember when I was teaching algebra to, I think it was kindergartners. No, it wasn't kindergarten. Well, it was a course I was teaching, showing that if no matter what grade you're in, you still gotta learn this. and the kids that are in like the second or the first grade was learning how to count by twos, along with the other ones that was supposed to be learning how to count by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, then threes, 9, like that. So 3, 7, like that. Anyway, so when they got done, it was like a kindergarten got them all right. And all she said was, mzJanis, you're going to. She just raised her little hand. I'll never forget her name. Her name was beautiful. She was beautiful, but that was her name. Okay, and then 3. Now, when you're doing math problems like this, if you see a comma, then please put a comma. Because it's also seeing if you remember where the comma goes. Now, let's say that this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, so what you want to do is you go 3, because you remember, if it has 1 comma, that 1 comma reads 1,000. If it has 2 commas, that first comma, because you read a number from the left to the right, that first comma reads million, the second comma reads 1,000. If it had 3 commas, That first comma reads billion, and that second comma reads million, and that third comma reads thousand, like that. Okay. So 2, 3, but that's in another lesson. So if you're watching and you're following mzJanis, you're gonna see the video regarding it. How many of you saw the video that said 38666 7? How many of you saw the video that said, I think I was doing the second grade and I didn't know what a quadrilateral was, and I was, where's my G baby when I need her? Okay. Okay, so what we do is we check it. And of course, if it's right, they're going to say, hey, you did right, good job. Or they're going to show you something, you know. So let's check it. It says, way to go. And then it says, it's supposed to be some over there. What happened to my? Ah, they didn't give me my. Okay, great work. You got it. 29 more to go. Now, normally these tests are supposed to take 45 minutes. Then the star shows up. Normally these tests are supposed to take 45 minutes. And I've already sent out the so that your little one can start working no matter what grade they're in. If they don't know how to do it, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. But also it shows you a step-by-step solution. So you go here, even if you get it right, if you just like, oh, I got it right, you can still see some step-by-step solutions. And it won't do it because it's still a pointer. There you go. Okay, so and just relax. The first time you go through the challenge, it's like just relax. It's like, let me show you what you're supposed to do. Okay? So they did the same thing I did, but they're going to show you up here. They're supposed to show you an example of what they did and how they did it. There it is. Relate place value to standard algorithm for multi-digit addition. Adding multi-digit numbers. Now, if you remember, I showed you that in the first grade, I think it was kindergarten. Anyway, in one of the videos, you were in the grade, second grade, kindergarten, first or second grade, when they started letting you add numbers from the left to the right. And I believe it was in the first grade. No, I believe it was in kindergarten. It was like 3 and 7 equal. And they're teaching your child to get ready for algebra in kindergarten. They're teaching them to get ready for geometry in kindergarten, because they start teaching them the shapes. They start teaching them how to use a ruler. They start teaching them how to use graphs. This is Khan Academy, and this is the main reason why I chose Khan Academy. So we're not going to go over any videos, but what they do is they just show you step by step how they got to whatever they got to. And this took 6 steps. 6 out of 7, 7 out of 7. And then there's 2 videos. Just in case you get it wrong, I'm just letting you know that they have it. Next question. Okay, that was good. That was like, oh, I know this. I got this. This is easy. I got this. But think about it. When did they start teaching you to add? You had that when they started teaching you how to add. And the reason why I want you to take these course challenges is because, see, they're all not easy. But what they do is they grab some from here, grab some from there, grab it, okay, then they start putting it in. And then you still get credit for it. So how do you add fractions? You're in the 5th grade now. You should have been listening. Because if you listen, you'll learn. Okay, Lim is growing 2 giant pumpkins in her backyard. Okay? One pumpkin is 5'10" meters long. 5'10" meters long, tall. The other pumpkin is 4,100 meter tall. Now, I told you the long way to do that. You have 41 pieces of paper. This is just an example. And this is not what 41 pieces of paper look like. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to keep going. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I was going to say 19, 20. Anyway, so what they are expecting you to do is to read this. Lim is growing 2 giant pumpkins in her backyard. One pumpkin is 5/10 meters tall. The other pumpkin is 4,100 meter tall. What expression can be used to find the total height of both pumpkins? Now, this is what I suggest. If you don't know the answer right off, you click any one and hope that I don't get it wrong. I mean, hope that I don't get it right so that I can show you what to do. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let's choose this one because it's the first one. I know y'all think I'm joking, but you can take this challenge over and over and over again. Look at the videos, and that's what I'm here for. There is no rush because you're in the 5th grade and you got to learn this. You got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to add fractions. If you're for the 4th grade, the 3rd grade, the 2nd grade, don't remember how to add fractions, then you can do what I'm doing. You can take the challenge and just go, I'm hoping that this is wrong. I didn't even try to think. I just picked one. I just went to A. Okay? Okay, so let's check it. Because I noticed that when, oh man. Okay, okay, I'm trying to get the next one wrong. I'm not really, I'm telling y'all, I'm really trying, okay, I'm really trying to get all of them wrong. So, because it teaches you, if you don't do it right, it teaches you how to do it right. I mean, what harm can it be? So that says that we got 2 right. Okay, Tom has 30 books divided evenly into 6 boxes. Okay. You're probably like, mzJanis, I know it. I know it. I know it. Okay. So is it, okay, which expression helps us find out how many books are in each box? And you have to choose one. So is it 30 divided by 6, 30 divided by 2, or 6 divided by 30? Now I'm going to choose A again. One of these times I'm going to choose A and I'm going to get it wrong. I mean, I have to get it wrong. I have to. But there's 2 things that are happening here. It's teaching you to listen, so you would do it like this. Time is 30 books. 6 divided by 30. Can't do that because I have 6. Now how can I get 30 in the 6? I have 6. Now how can I divide 30 evenly in the 6? Or I have 30. They said nothing about 2 boxes. Okay. So either you're going to do one or 2 things. You're going to go down here and push the scribble. And then you're going to go, let me see what time it is. Then you're going to go 30 divided by 6. So you got, it says Tom has 30 books. So 30 books. So you put the word books up here. And then divided by 6 boxes. And you put the word boxes here. Okay, you have 30 books divided by 2 boxes. Now, it didn't say nothing about 2. Okay, you have 6 books. I mean, excuse me, 6 boxes divided by 30 books. That's not going to work because you can't get 30 in the 6. Okay, so, all right. but you have to do it faster. That's all you got to do. Okay. So I said A. Let's see if it works. And so when you're checking your answer, if you get it wrong, because I'm telling you, well, I heard that I got it right. Or see how we answered this question. So you can scroll down. You can go to the next question, or like if you really don't know, then it will show you. Okay, we have the total. There are, hold on. Okay, we can think of division as the following. The total divided by the number of groups equal the size of the groups, or the total divided by the size of the groups equal the number of the groups. We know the total, there are 30 books total, and we know the number of groups, there are 6 boxes. To find out how many books are in each box, we can divide the 30 books into 6 groups. 30 divided by 6, because you have to read it as it says. You have to read it as the symbol says. So that's why I'm telling you to whisper it. 30 divided by 6. The second one says 30 divided by 2. The third one says 6 divided by 30. So you cannot get 30 into 6. So that was totally out of the question. But I heard it first. Okay? And then they'll show you the video if you still don't get it. But this is 5th grade. So you know you had to went over in the 4th grade. You know that you started adding, subtracting, and divided fractions. And if you don't know how to, and multiply fractions. And if you don't know how to multiply, when I showed you the different things that you're going to be doing in the 3rd grade, the 4th grade, the 5th grade, 6th grade, you had to remember that mzJanis told you to take the time to ask your mom, please get me that composition book from the dollar store. It has jewels in the back of it. And in the back of each composition, it has, it's here. Let me see. Probably under my Bible. No. Oh, it's under my keyboard. Ta-da! In the back of each composition book is a multiplication chart. And one of the best ways that you can learn how to multiply and divide like that is to know how to count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You only had to go up to 12, remember? Because the multiplication's highest that you multiply by is 12 by 12, and that equals 144. So you go, you already know how to count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You already know how to count by double digits. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. But you only, on the tens one, you only have to know how to count by up to 120. You already know how to count by the hundreds. 100, 200, 300. Because you remember all of that. That was on the number chart. But in order to count by something, you have to first know how to count to it. So the fastest way to count to 100 by 100 is 100. Okay, the fastest way to count to 1,000 is by 100s. By hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Right? But look, so these help you to remember when you count it by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, right? Okay, now check this out. You said 2 right here when this thumb came up, right? So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. And the only difference that mzJanis taught you, you only need one hand. You go, 2, 4, no, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Because remember, that's 10, 22, 24, 26, 28. But then you look and go, mzJanis, we didn't have to count up that high. Right, because you only have to count up to 24. Okay, let's do the threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. Thank you. 15. Remember, this is 6. So that's why you have to count. You have to literally take the time to do it. It doesn't even take a minute to count each one of these. If it took a minute, it will take you 12 minutes because you'll be doing it. You have to go real slow. 2, 4, 6, 8. See, but when you count by numbers that you know, then you can do it real fast and make that your challenge. Can you share this with? She didn't say who. Oh, that's I forgot. If y'all remember, I usually let my emails come. I usually let my texts come because usually I'm on the phone, not the phone. This is the phone right here. Okay. All right. Thanks for being patient. So as you go, you just have to every day go over this until you just get it, and it's in your head. Don't ask me how. It just does it because knowledge likes your brain and it attaches itself to it. Okay, now that was for the 5th grade. And remember your alphabet sound chart. You go over this every day. And we just read something. So it says, and we know the number of groups. See, because look, remember I told y'all that they really expect you to do this by yourself without a tutor. They expect you to do the science, the math, the reading, the writing exercises. Because if you listen, you'll learn. So you're slowly teaching your brain to learn. That's how it works. I showed you all how they do Khan Academy Kids. They're actually making the children follow two. First, they'll give you one instruction to follow. Every time you see a black box or a black cat, and then it tells you something to do. Write an S or drag the S to the skunk, or it just gives you instructions, but they only give you one. Okay. And then it's a little bit later, they give you 2 instructions. Every time you see this, you put up another one. Every time you see this, you do this. And then it's like, okay, now what do they say every time I do what? Because they make you listen. They train you to listen. So because you know that every time you listen, you learn every single time. If you listen, you're going to learn. If you just listen. So teach yourself to listen and do some of the exercises that really work. The counting by 2s, counting by 3s, counting by 4s, counting by 5s, counting by 6s helps you to know how to multiply and how to divide. And that's what you're going to need. See, it's already talking about division right here. 6 times what equals 30? If you knew your 6 timetables, you would know that it's 5. If you knew your 5 timetables, you know that it's okay. All right, so let's go to the next question. Now, the difference with this is that normally when I tutor your children, the child we're on the same page looking at the same thing. And I'm asking your child, how do you do that? What is that? What number is that? See, remember they had this and it was one on top of the other? Now it's subtracting and it's side by side. So what they're doing is they're making you use your brain. Seriously, they're making you use your brain. So now you have to subtract sideways. But you started doing that already in kindergarten. When they first started, you might 7 plus 3 equal. And one day you came to class and like, what? How am I supposed to think of the answer? Not even think of the answer. How am I supposed to think the answer? But your brain just automatically clicks and it does it. Your brain doesn't have to go, how am I going to think the answer? Your brain just does it. Like, oh, it's the same. Huh, this helps even better. Okay. Hey, I might be able to do it from left to right. Let's see. But instead, just write it down. Well, we already know what happened if we don't get it, and now it's happening if we get it. Okay, so 6 take away 7 take away 6, because remember it's left to right. It's even telling you right here, left to right. Because it's teaching you sentence math. This is what I call sentence math, you guys. When I have all the kids in the same class, the kindergartners, because as long as you go to school, you're supposed to learn it anyway. So now I'm teaching kindergartners how to do, let me see, what grade are we? Oh, we're in the 5th grade. 5th grade work. But then once the 5th graders start getting it, and it's coming easy to them, oh, I know. The older kids are like, but then when the kindergartners get it, oh, everybody's like, what? Wait a minute, hold up here. Because you learn how to do it in the pre-K. You learn how to subtract in pre-K. As soon as they show you a numbers chart, the next thing is coming greater than and less than. Nobody tells you this because you're supposed to already know it. Your brain is so smart. Okay, 7 take away 6. Here comes that number chart again. Oh, I'm supposed to be writing it. Sorry. Okay, 3 take away. Hold on. Oh, usually I'm gonna show you what I usually do. Hold on. I'm supposed to be showing y'all how I teach you, because a lot of kids want to write stuff down already. I teach sight math. That's what I call it, so that you don't have to write anything. Aren't I supposed to write something? No, you're supposed to be listening. Oh my goodness! Oh my what? So okay, not on this board. If you want to write, then it's going to take you longer to use your brain to do sight math. Okay? So you already know that this number right here goes under this number. So you can take this number from that. You cannot take this number from that. You cannot try it. See, told you. It can't be done, right? You already know. You already know that these numbers go on the top and these numbers go on the bottom. And so what they're teaching you to do is to use your brain. And they want you to write the problem down. But no, don't write it. Just figure it out. So now what do? You cannot take 5 away from this, so you have to take away 1, and they call it from the hundreds. Because remember, listen to how you can remember that this is 100. 3 numbers equal 100, correct? So this number still reads 237. This number reads, remember I told you that the 0 is a space saver. So this number is 56. Can you take a 5 from out of a 3? No. So you can make this a 1, and then this is 13. So you got 5 from out of 13. So you know the first number the last number is a 1. What's the next number? Go ahead, count on your fingers. I don't care. Or do like I do. Just count imaginary dots in the air. You know. And then you remember your adding. Your adding starts kicking in. 8 and 5 is 13. Because 8 and 2 is 10, and 3 more is 13. So 8 and 2 and 3, 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So these are all the things that goes on in your head. because now your world is becoming the world of learning. You're literally learning what you're supposed to do. You're not writing it down. That's why I was telling you how when the child is rambunctious, you just teach rambunctious math. Come on, I need a 4, I need a 2. No, y'all too slow. Go back. By the time they get done, it's like, mzJanis, can we sit down now? Oh, sorry. Sometimes I think about going back to school to be a teacher. I mean, I am a teacher. I teach the same way in Sunday school. The same way. They want to be active. We give them an active scripture. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Who's going to be joy? Who? Which one do you want to be joy? You're not joyful enough. Who else wants to be joy? Who wants to help out Emily to be joy? We would stay in my class for hours. They would have a couple of classes. And then all of a sudden, mzJanis, your class is too loud. Oh, sorry. So anyway, so the number you're going to get is almost like saying you take away 56 from 237. You take away 371 from 411. So, and you already know how to count up to 1,000. Remember? You went, okay, 371, 372, 373, 374, 375, 376, 377. So we got 6 of 378. See, who wants to count on their fingers? 378. You won't be able to do it. You're going to be there for a long time. Test is going to be over. The teachers done turned out the light. Everybody else done handed in their books, their book bags, their cell phones are coming out of the boxes. Everybody's putting their coat on. Oh, it's hot. You're still in there. 378, 79. Okay, 379, 79, 79, 80. 380, 381. They say it's not gonna work. You don't have enough. You don't have enough fingers. That's why you learn how to subtract. I'm serious. You have to remember how to subtract. That's why you start learning how to count up to high numbers. And remember, our question was, how do I count up to 1,000? Then you got to figure out something to do to make you count up to 1,000. You just don't sit there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That is so boring. So what I gave is some hints as to how to count up to 1,000. Take your magnifying glass and look for an ant sound, ant, and see how many steps it takes you to find an ant. Or because we do sounds, letter sounds, excuse me, by our body parts. Arm, finger, gum. See, you don't have to go outside and look for a body part because you carry that around with you, and that's your reminder of the sounds of the letters of the alphabet. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be figuring out different ways to get from 0 to 100, then 0 to 500, then 0 to 1,000, counted by 2s, 10s, 100s. It doesn't matter, 30s, 60s, 90s, and you can do it because once you learn how to count by threes, 3, 6, see, 30, 60, 90, right. 120. There you go. See, it starts getting together. Okay. So if you never know how to do this problem, then in your head, I'm sorry. If you don't know how to do this problem in your head, you haven't counted up to 1,000 yet. You haven't subtracted 5 from 13 or 5 from 3 when there's a 2 right there that you're supposed to borrow from, and then it makes it 13, and then you haven't figured out how to correct the 8 and 5 is 13, like that. If you don't know that, then just on purpose, just try to figure it out. To figure the answer out. Okay, so it's going to be 1,000 something. 60, comma, because remember I said 1,000, 160,000, what I meant to say. 160,000, and then this one, so you don't want to go 56 from 237, because then you're going to have to go 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 7. Oh, I don't have enough fingers either. So we got to figure it out. Okay, so you know it's going to be 1, 8, 1. Let's try it. Okay, does that look right? Let's check it. Remember that the way to correct a subtraction problem is to add the answer to the number that you subtracted. Okay, so we took away this amount. So 6 and 1, that should be a 7. 8 and 5, that should be 13. You carry the 1. 1 and 0 is 1. And then that 1 is, okay. So 1, okay. All right, so that equals 2. All right, so 0 and 1 is 1. 6. Did I do it wrong? Oh, let's check. That way, if we got it wrong, we can look at a video. Oh, yes, we got it wrong. Okay, I finally got one wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. I told y'all it doesn't matter if you get it wrong. I'm going to show you why. Watch a video or use a hint. And that's because you try not to use your pencil pen. It doesn't matter whether you get it wrong. What this program does is teaches you how to do what you're supposed to do to get a good grade. I'm serious. Look, we have what is it called? They show you the video. I picked that one because of at the top. Did y'all see how happy I got when I got it wrong? It's like, oh no, I got it wrong. Because it's this program and the way that you take the math challenge. The first time you just learn the math challenge, you just really learn it so that the next time you can get a whole A, not just a, oh, I gotta get an A. No, you get it because you learned how to get an A. You learn how to look at problems, how to do them in your mind first. If you don't know how to do problems in your mind, it's okay. This program will teach you just by you listening. Okay, now I'm gonna show you what happens. Now we're in the 5th grade, correct? Okay. Practice subtract on a number line. Where do you get that from? Methods for subtracting 3-digit numbers. See, remember they gave you 6 digits, but they separated in 3 digits at a time. So instead of 1,000, they gave you 121,218. So they're giving you 6 digits so that you can do subtracting by the numbers. Hey, my hands were up there a long time. And I keep looking at my watch because I have a class at 6:30. Okay, so here is our questions. Look real good. And I also wanted to share with you that they give the transcript, whatever the instructor is saying. It says, what we're going to do in this video is get some practice subtracting multi-digit numbers. I'm going to use 1,000 minus 528 as our example. But really, to understand different methods, and I was trying to talk like, here, watch, you're going to see. I love these courses. I'm serious. I'll be taking the courses myself. I'm like, yes, I get it. I found somebody that teaches like me. Now, I'm going to tell you how I teach. I teach by using the arm. This is called the arms technique. And it's by love. You know, you were laughing, we're cracking up, and learning at the same time. So we're associating stuff together, you know, finding out. And one of the ways I like to associate is from the lower classes. It's like, yeah, I did learn how to add in the 2nd grade. Yeah, I finally learned how to count by 5s when I was learning how to count time. Oh my goodness. I mean, you associate everything with everything. I'm serious. It just clicks some way, somehow. It just clicks. And I love it. And then we use repetition. We continually go over the same thing over and over and over and over again. And then we use the use of our senses. No, 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 no. We use motivation. What motivates us? Because I told you, remember how to rambunctious kids? Oh yeah, I gotta think of a way to teach them this what is it called? This fraction before they go home. This is like kindergartners, first graders. Fractions? Not while I'm teaching. My daughter, she was, I don't know, probably about 3. I'm not sure. And nobody believed that she could literally read. You know how sometimes kids like a book and they just read over and over and over and over. Oh, could you read it again? Could you read it again? Could you read it again? Or can I watch that again? Can I watch that again? So anyway, she literally knew how to read. I would close the book, open it, point to a word, and she would say from. Close the book, open it, point to a word, she would say after. Close the book, open it, point to a word, and they were like, she can read. And I only did that because I was tutoring, and they couldn't believe that this little kid, 2 and 3 years old, knew how to read. And then it wasn't like she was sounding out the words either from, because you teach them how to sing. That's why we do that alphabet sound song. But could good while we're pointing to the alphabet. It took so it makes it easy. I mean, if you're gonna do that, it makes it so much easier to say, okay, now take a deep breath. From, see, you said all the sounds. From, see, you said all the sounds. You said all the sounds by singing them. From, and it's when you read a word, you sing it. Okay, all right. I might have to stop you guys. It's taking. Look how long it's taking. That's one of the reasons why I like to use the Zoom platform, because it's like smooth. Okay, I know it's going to start when I stop the video, but I'm going to stop because I don't need to go over this lesson with you. I really just want to, as mzJanis, show you what it looks like for us to take not only the math challenge, but getting ready for 5th grade challenge. See, get ready for 5th grade math. But it has just get ready for 5th grade. So they're going to have reading, spelling words, spelling words. And they're teaching you how to take tests, how to do it in your head before you write it on the paper, before you check that A, check that B. You won't have to go, is it A, B? Because something connects. I'm serious. If you read this, if you go over this, and then as you're doing math, you're whispering the math problem out, you're going to find out that you know how to do math. You're going to be like, how did I learn how to do that? Okay, like I said, I know it's going to probably not try to stop, but I'm going to stop it. And as I'm stopping it, it's still, hey, it hasn't started yet. Parents, thank you so much for your words of encouragement to me. I really appreciate it. I thank you for the text messages. I thank you for the idea of, ideas that you're letting me know, like if your child has dyslexia or stuff like that, because that helps me to know what to go to God regarding. I'm talking to Father about your children, and He's helping me to teach your children.